Hi, welcome to Urban Goes Green, and I'm here today with Erin, our project manager at Urban Reforestation. How are you?
Good, thanks, Emily. You?
Yeah, really well, thank you.
Great. It's been a good week this week.
Yeah, very active.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So it's wonderful that we're really developing the volunteer program, and today we're going to talk about some of the names and the people behind Urban Reforestation who are making it happen on the ground.
And especially behind the community garden project, one that's really in the news at the moment and up and coming with the the new move. Yeah. So we probably should start talking about who are the people behind our garden project. Yeah.
Maybe we say Corinne.
Yeah,
so
Corinne. Yeah. No, please.
Yeah. Well, Corinne's been involved with the garden project in the Docklands for about 2.5 years.
Yep.
And she's our community engagement manager, and so she's cultivated lots and lots of connections with people in the Docklands community to the garden.
Yeah.
And so she's going to be continuing to develop those connections.
Yeah, and she's probably a face more in the community and in the garden than just in the office. She's really reaching out to the people, and as you walk around the Docklands with her, you can't get anywhere in 10 minutes. You've got to stop and say hello, because she knows quite a few of the residents, which is lovely to have her on board with us. But I guess this week's been exciting in appointing Gab in the organisation as well to the volunteer liaison officer position. Gabby works in this capacity in another organisation. She's come on board as a volunteer. She's worked for 1.5 years within our organisation as a volunteer herself.
Yes.
Yeah. But putting her into that position will really be a direct contact for new volunteers, and so people have got somebody that they can go to that knows the situation, knows where we need help, and can really appoint people into positions where they get their own say, where they get their own little thing to do.
And then we're having our committee, which is around every 3 weeks. We have a meeting for that at the moment. That's a great place for us all to come together and discuss issues and bring them up.
Yeah.
And so now that there is actually a really structured role there as a volunteer manager, it's a really integral part of the organisation. So thanks to Gab.
Yeah, it's great having her on board. But also, we do have a lot of volunteers that have been with us, especially through the garden move, which was a trying time for all of us. But they've really stood by the garden and the urban reforestation with our projects, and lots of our activities as well, been involved in those. So Remy,
you go.
No, Remy's doing a great job. She activates our space throughout the week. She's also our direct liaison between the Gowrie School. Yep. We're also going to appoint her to look after our contact with the Melbourne City School. Kim up there is doing a fantastic job with the children who are on board and come down and use the garden space for education programs. So that'll really help develop into the educational side of urban reforestation as well. Yeah.
So the Melbourne City School and Gowrie are essentially partners to us, and they're developing, as Erin says, really strong educational elements around the garden, around community and sustainability.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and last but definitely not least are all the people that pop in for volunteer programs. We've got a lot of the big businesses in the Docklands who send us volunteers. Sometimes it's a once a month program, once a year. We've got 15 volunteers coming in from ANZ within the next month, and the assistance that they can give us, not only in the gardening projects but in the business side to urban reforestation, is just invaluable. So it's great to have lots of especially the banks on board.
And they are very active. So in a recent count that we did, it was about 100 people that have gone through our volunteer program
Yeah.
from ANZ and NAB over the past year and a half. So it's
Yeah.
really promising. And
Yeah.
I think now with you and Gab, really, particularly Gab, helping out with the volunteer program, that could be really boosted, and
Yeah.
the output and outcomes and projects that can be created through the volunteer program could be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's great. So we really wanted to use this time to really thank our volunteers for their hard work, dedication, and to stick by us. So, we're hoping that we can work together with you all in the future and exciting times that are coming.
Thanks.
So thanks very much for
thank
today, and, let's get some more volunteers on board.
Yeah, that sounds good. I think Gabby's coming in next week to have a chat about that.
Oh, great. That'll be fantastic.
Yeah, thanks.
Good. Thanks, Emily.